As you might have guessed it, we are in the Middle East, and today we're going to discover one of the most surprising cities in the Arab world. Okay, so we're starting our adventure here on a mythical river, the Nile, and we're headed straight forward for the capital of Egypt. This city is also sometimes quite unruly, and so people here have to come up with new and inventive ways to try to survive. So what you have to know is that Cairo is the biggest, largest, and most populated city of the Arab world. So trust me when I'm telling you that the Cairo you're about to discover is a million years away from what the pharaohs could have imagined. And believe me, they had a pretty good imagination.
Under the glow of a golden sun, Cairo stretches as far as the eye can see. It's the capital of Egypt, the seat of power, where for 29 years now President Hosni Mubarak has ruled over the country with an iron fist. His security forces patrol the streets here aggressively. A big concern is radical Islamic groups whose goal it is to topple the government. But in the streets, there's just one call that rises above all the commotion.
He is the person responsible for call to prayer in the mosques, basically. And so they do 5 prayers a day, one that starts around 5 a.m. and it ends with sunset. Okay, but the problem is that in Cairo there are 4,000 mosques. That means that there are 4,000 muezzin. That's 20,000 calls that blanket the city with huge loudspeakers.
And each call is different. Different voices, different volumes. Some calls start early, others a little late. To many here, the cacophony sounds less like God's word and more like noise.
There's a lot of cars and people. Everything.
Gamal is 23 and lives in Old Cairo, a neighborhood where he's always within earshot of a mosque.
One over there.
Yeah.
One here.
This one comes from this speaker and another one over there. There's another speaker just behind this one. There's another one over there. And this comes from over there.
And this one over there.
And behind us as well. We're surrounded by mosques and their speakers. We hear them all together all the time. I don't understand why they let someone do the muezzin with such a voice. They should take a professional, someone with skills. They say it's for God, so we can heed the call.
From 0 to 10, what grade would you give it?
Not more than 4, just 4.
4, okay. Okay, so in order to find out what's going on exactly with this craziness, with all the calling to prayer in the mosques, the Egyptian government has come up with a really simple solution that's quite extraordinary.
Abdelkader Sarha is the Vice Minister of Religious Endowments. His office is working to centralize the call in Cairo.
It has become difficult because many mosques are very close to each other, and it starts to irritate people. Well, even I live in a neighborhood where I can hear more than one muezzin at the same time. So the idea is to install receivers in the mosques and make a single broadcast of the call to prayer.
In Cairo, there's more than 4,000 mosques. Is this the biggest experiment of this kind?
Not only this project deals with all the mosques in Cairo, but it will extend to the entire country. We organized a Muezzin Academy and selected the best ones in the country to perform the call.
So to get to the bottom of this story, I had to come here in one of the most beautiful mosques of Cairo. It dates from the 14th century to meet the #1 muezzin of the whole country.
Moshe Noor was selected with 23 other muezzins to do the unified prayer.
The muezzin in the old times must have been like...
Yeah, you're right. But the people are very annoyed by all the speakers everywhere. It gives them headaches, it really does.
Do you ever miss being here to do the call to prayer? Because now we just have a microphone and you just do it in front of a wall, but before you had to come and have this incredible view. Do you ever miss it?
In the old times, you had to make a physical effort to do the call to prayer. It was rewarding to make such efforts for God. But we're living in a world of progress, of new technologies, thanks to God.
So now you're going to show me how it used to be done.
I'm going to do a traditional call to prayer now.
In the old times. Okay.
Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Hayya 'ala
It was beautiful. Very, very beautiful, man.
When night falls, another influential voice can be heard in homes across Cairo. But this time, it's a woman, and her Muslim message is about sex.
So tonight I am here in the studios of the Egyptian TV because I'm going to meet a woman that's got quite an unorthodox discourse about sex. And it's a topic that's very sensitive in the Muslim world. She's a little like the Dr. Ruth of Egypt.
Dr. Hiba Kopp, the sexologist, appears twice a week on satellite channels across the Arab world. That until her talk show,
sadism,
were barely whispered in private conversations.
the sexual relationship.
Men say they don't like foreplay, that it's a waste of time.
That's because they've got it all wrong. It comes from ignorance and machoism. But if they really try foreplay, they would love it. I guarantee it.
You're Mr. Love and she's Madam Sex.
Madam Sex.
And we're mixing it together, love and sex in the show.
But who would have thought that sex can be spoken so openly on...
Myself.
Yeah, I mean yourself, yeah.
She's the leader of this.
She's the leader.
Actually, she's the one who has the guts to do this at the beginning, and she led the way, which is... I respect her for that, because Now people can talk, now people can solve problems, and she helps a lot of people actually.
But how did you come to have this idea? I mean, you were never menaced, there was never any threats against you, or what?
I'm brave enough, I'm a brave woman, and I have a brave character, I have a strong character, and I sort of like made this happen, and here's my chest, I can receive the bullets, huh?
Okay, let's
Okay.
After her show, Dr. Heba showed me Cairo's Lover's Lane along the Nile River.
Is this like the time when, you know, people get together and come together in Cairo, or what?
Well, it's quite all the time is quite a time of people coming together and get together and hang up with each other and just having fun because, you know, the weather is almost always fine.
Fine, yeah. Well, I hope that your husband and my wife don't mind us taking a little romantic tour on the Nile River.
I swear to God that this is a business trip.
Absolutely,
okay?
Absolutely.
In this increasingly conservative country, Dr. Heba's frank talk is viewed by some as sacrilegious.
Do you think that there's some kind of soul-searching of the Arab world right now, or a new Muslim identity in a way? Or Islamic identity?
Yeah, I can get it.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, Islam is not the way people think it to be, even Muslims. Because, you know, a lot of people didn't read a lot about their own religion because, you know, it's a whole religion. I mean, it's a whole rule of life.
Yeah.
So people...
There's a lot of pages.
A lot of pages and a lot of, you know, of explanations. I mean, there is a lot of space of freedom, of sexual freedom in Islam, which people don't know about.
If you manage to reveal, in a way, to the Muslim world the true sense of the sexuality in the Quran, do you think that that might change the way the Muslim world works today?
Absolutely, absolutely. And this is exactly what I'm trying to do.
Yes. I see a lot of men also holding hands and arms and so on and so forth. How is homosexuality perceived in Islam?
Holding hands and arms is not meaning at all in our culture homosexuality.
All right, so when people on your show ask you about homosexuality, what do you usually answer?
What in homosexuality? I mean, homosexuality is prohibited, it's forbidden, it's not allowed whatsoever. If you want to add something about homosexuality, is that it's curable, and I did cure a lot of homosexuals.
So homosexuality can be treated?
Yes, yeah, absolutely, 100%.
Dr. Heba's interpretation may seem liberal, but there are still some harsh rules that cannot be broken. Cairo is one of the political and economic centers of the Arab world, but it doesn't have the wealth of its oil-rich Arab neighbors. And everywhere you look, the city seems to be crumbling under the weight of its population. But the people, the millions of people, are actually Cairo's greatest resource. Early in the morning, on the streets of Cairo, you can spot these strange caravans burdened by their daily loot. They're all heading in the same direction, straight into Garbage City. This is Maktam Hill, the biggest of Cairo's 5 garbage neighborhoods, where 40,000 Zabalin, Egyptian for garbage collectors, live. Mostly Coptic Christian, they've been collecting Cairo's rubbish for 60 years.
Okay, so every morning it's the same ritual, basically. These guys, this family, goes through the city and collects their sector. They've got a specific place to go, and then they come back and they unload everything, and then they separate the trash.
There are some 400,000 people and Zabalin families around the city. The Taufik family came from farmlands in Upper Egypt, hoping for a better life in Cairo. Now their daily harvest is in rubbish and recyclables, and it's a family affair.
Mama, Papa, 10 children you have.
Hannah and Boutros are 7 and 9. Their job isn't an easy one. Every day they unload trash with their bare hands. It can be dangerous. There are sharp objects, and any cut can lead to a serious infection.
Come on, move it faster. Hey, big guy, you have to move faster than that.
Now they're going to start sorting the trash. So they're going to take cans, for example. They're going to find the cardboard, which goes on this side. And now they're going to start sifting through the trash, and they'll compact everything that's recyclable, and they'll sell it outside the city.
The Zabaline have been ahead of the green curve. They've been reusing and recycling for generations now.
So to clean up all this, how much time does it take?
We're going to sort the trash until 7 tonight. All of it will be done by 7.
Is there a hierarchy, like in the family, like the father does one type of thing and the children?
In our family, we all do the same job together.
Everyone
works together, right?
We'll clear trash every day till we empty the truck, and we get paid $2 a day.
The Zabaline collect about 6,000 tons of trash a day, but less than 40% of it can be recycled.
So what do you do with all the organic trash, all the banana peels and food and so on?
Before it was our pigs who did the job. Now we have to take it to the incinerator. It's much harder now for us.
What's the solution?
The solution is that they give us back our pigs.
So they used to have in this neighborhood, they used to have pigs all over to eat all the organic trash. But now, because when the swine flu started, they had to kill, I mean, the government ordered 250,000 pigs, all of them basically, in the country to be slaughtered.
And the slaughter threatens the livelihood of the Zabaline. The job has become more difficult, and they no longer have the pigs to feed their families.
We want our pigs back because people are tired. That's all we have to make a living. It's the only job we have. We have nothing else. We know no other job but this one. Our families are used to this type of work.
After a morning sifting through trash, Hannah's day is not over. He's taking me to his school, where the Zabaline kids go to learn even more about garbage.
After they killed all the pigs, they started bringing in goats to eat the trash. But the problem is that the goats don't eat all the organic trash. So it's not as good as pigs.
Their reading material includes maps and street names of Cairo, and math problems deal with profits made from their daily trash collection. All of those are skills that will help them run their family businesses more efficiently. LItoire Iskandar is the founder of this NGO-funded school.
So basically, what do you I mean? You're creating what, new generations of recyclers for the future of Cairo, or?
New recyclers who belong to the old generation who served the city 50 years faithfully.
The neighborhood is basically broken down into several parts. You have the people who collect in the city, then they go through the trash, and then you have the recyclers who are actually the ones who are, changing things. So here there's a specific place. This is where they take the plastic and they clean. You see these old bottles, and they clean it up and then they chop it into pieces.
The pieces are washed and then spun dry to eventually be poured into huge bags.
And this is what they sell, and this is how they make their money, basically. They sell this to other companies that will remake bottles and stuff.
The life of the Zabaline is a challenge, but they definitely have something to teach the rest of us about taking care of our planet.
The business of security is booming right now in Cairo. And I'm with this special convoy here. They're taking me to see how their company has developed a new type of agent, a new type of security that is quite surprising for this country that's Muslim and Arabic, obviously.
This is the Falcon Group, an elite security company with a new secret weapon: women. These lady guards are trained to protect the Arab world's growing number of high-profile women who don't want to be guarded by men. Captain Munir is in charge of training the 300-plus lady guards working for Falcon.
So, Captain, is this like, how is the training different for women and for men in combat?
The difference only is women is less stronger than anyone.
Yeah. So basically, it's blocking techniques and control of people.
Control of people. Yeah. It needs. All we need is small area to move, okay, and small movements to do that, and it will be active to control anyone.
And demand for these lady guards is on the rise. In the ever more religious culture of Cairo, women are uncomfortable being close to a man that's not their family. But this feminine force is not just for Egyptians.
Actually, they have, the lady guards have already been protecting people like Beyonce, like when she came to Egypt, or Megan Fox.
For many of these women, the new job was difficult to explain to their families.
What does your family think about this?
At first, they weren't happy about it, but they came with me and saw what my job was all about, and they liked it, so now they support me.
Is it true that they say that there's a lot of sexual harassment in the streets of Cairo?
Yeah, it happens a lot, but I know if someone tries to attack me, I can defend myself. I've never had any problems, but they better watch out now.
Okay, guys, this is the end of our tour in Egypt. I hope you enjoyed. They do hit hard, and I'll see you somewhere else on the planet. Cheers.